Welcome back to the Markets with Mike. I'm Leah Patterson and I'm here with investment advisor Michael McGlaughn. Today we're going to be talking about the rising cost of healthcare in retirement. Recent research from Fidelity shows that 65-year-old retiring this year faces about $172,500 in healthcare and medical costs alone over the rest of their retirement. That's up 4% from last year and nearly double what the number was back in 2002.
Well, that's right, Leah, and those are big numbers, and for people who have saved well, that kind of cost can still sneak up on you in a big way.
So what should listeners be paying attention to right now?
Well, I would say there's 4 or 5 things that they really ought to be looking at. Number one is Medicare. Pay attention to what's happening with Medicare. That's been in the news a lot with the different legislation that has been proposed and what that covers, but also know what Medicare is. There's a lot of misconceptions around Medicare, and we'll talk about that and some more as we go on, but just know what it is. Know what your tax bracket is and know that Medicare Part B is not always free. So in addition to copays and premiums and other things that you may have to pay, you could also be paying a premium for your Medicare. Well, you will be paying a premium for your Medicare Part B. Depending on what your tax bracket is, that could be a substantially larger number the more income you make. Know what's happening with Medicare supplements, the difference between a true supplement and a Medicare Advantage plan, and then make sure that your retirement plan factors in healthcare costs. A lot of people forget that, and they don't include not just the premiums for your Medicare and supplements, but the out-of-pocket costs that you may be incurring because of what your coverage is.
Right. A lot to think about there. So how can someone in or near retirement take back some of that financial control?
Well, meeting with an experienced advisor is number one, and mapping out a plan for how you're going to cover your healthcare costs. Knowing, does your employer's insurance roll over into retirement? Or are you going to have to find a supplement of your own? How those work together? But just having a plan that factors all of that in, you can take back control and be prepared for those surprisingly large expenditures that may come up.
Absolutely. What does a healthcare cushion or a healthcare plan look like in practice?
Yeah, so a healthcare cushion or healthcare plan is basically separate from insurance, but it's you sort of self-insuring some of those out-of-pocket costs. So what that means is you're carving aside a part of your retirement assets or finances, and you're setting aside a lump sum of money to be that bucket that you pull from to pay those costs. And depending on your situation, that could leave you short in other areas, or how much do you need to set aside? That's all things that you should be talking with your planner or advisor about to make sure that you have the right amount of money set aside if that's the route you choose to go down.
Well, take us into some highlights for this week.
Yeah, so let's dive into a little bit more. So retirees, as we said at the open, could be facing a staggering 6-figure healthcare bill when they leave the workforce. A 65-year-old retiring in 2025, as you said earlier, could be expected to pay about $172,500 in average lifetime healthcare and medical expenses, and that includes premiums, co-payments, prescription drugs, all of those sorts of things. That's a 4% increase from last year. In 2002, Fidelity's estimate was $80,000 in average lifetime healthcare and medical costs. So that just kind of shows you dollar for dollar how much things have increased in the last 20 plus years.
Absolutely. Lighter note, let's go for our dad joke of the week. Hey, what's worse than a box full of snakes?
Anything that has snakes in it is bad.
I know, right?
It's like, it's bad and it's badder.
Yeah, literally. Well, a box that was supposed to be full of snakes.
Okay, I get it.
I mean, I get it, but it's not funny. It's not bringing my
it
laughter.
Kind of falls flat.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of
Where
like,
did the snakes go?
Yeah, I mean, and who wants a box full of snakes anyways?
That's why it's a dad joke.
This is Dads, let me know if you liked that one, because I did not.
All right, let's talk about a little history for this week.
Okay.
So up up in 1492.
Whoa, way back
1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Still remember that.
Oh yeah, who could forget it?
But this week in 1492, he actually reached the New World.
So they say.
So they say.
So they say. Here we go again.
In the movie theater.
Here we go again. I mean, the conspiracies, they never stop. Also this week in 1913, Ford Motor Company debuts the moving assembly line. That was a huge deal.
Big deal. So this week in 1916, the worst blowout in college football history. I actually knew this one. I've heard this one before. Georgia Tech, 222 to Cumberland's 0. So Georgia Tech versus Cumberland, 222 to 0. Cumberland, just a little bit of a connection there. So Cumberland University, which is in Tennessee, is
like
where Cumberland Law School came from. So a little history for y'all out there. Cumberland Law School, which is now at Sanford University, was originally part of Cumberland University. It was burned in the Civil War. The University Law School was burned in the Civil War. After that, when it rebuilt, they moved to Birmingham to what was Howard College, and it later became Sanford College. So technically, that's, I guess, in a way, sort of my alma mater there.
Hey, I love it. Well, that's, I cannot believe 222.
222.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Also, this is depressing. This week in history, in 2001, the war in Afghanistan began. So.
Just shortly after 9/11, and
yes,
there. So, and in 2002, this week in history, former President Jimmy Carter wins the Nobel Peace Prize there. So a lot of work he did after he left the White House for him. So, well, if you've been saving for retirement and you don't yet have a full retirement income plan that includes a healthcare cost strategy, this could really be a wake-up call for you, the cost of healthcare rising. So those rising healthcare and medical costs can definitely eat away at your savings. So we offer a no-cost, no-obligation analysis to help you see what realistic medical expenses could look like, design a plan that preserves your savings and your income against unexpected costs, and optimize your Social Security and keep those IRMA brackets low, and manage your taxes while giving you confidence in your retirement. So
absolutely, your health matters, and so do your finances. Don't let the healthcare costs derail your retirement. Call us today at 256-467-4382. We are here to help you.